at Upfit with Jake. So excited to be here. We're going to talk about a new truck, UTV.
Yeah.
UTV
Ranger
truck.
1500 Tradesman. This is kind of the prototype that we built to just kind of show what's going to be coming, what we're capable of, and let's kind of dive into it. We'll focus on the interior and the front here for the beginning portion. We've reupholstered, the factory seats included. Still, you have your heated front and rear factory seats, so we make sure that we keep that in there. It all ties into the factory heated seat button,
and it's the Northstar Ultimate, so you already get the full doors that are they're electric windows, right?
Yes, electric windows.
You get the flip up windshield, you get heating and air conditioning, so everything that the Northstar Ultimate package comes with, that's the base car.
Yeah, and it's got the steel drive transmission too, so it's not that standard belt driven. Just for the power, they've got even the tow haul selection mode. This kind of vehicle is like fully capable of something that a 1500 truck would be able to do.
Like a half ton,
truck,
yeah.
Half ton truck, yeah. So people, towing jet skis, maybe towing smaller boats, but towing utility trailers, things like that on the job site. A lot of functionality to this thing for sure. So we can dive into the bed here. Again, this is kind of our prototype bed that we built, one-off thing, but just something to show what this can be used for. A lot of storage that we put into this one. Different storage options.
Check out this freaking fender that you guys made. And you were telling me a little bit before about inventory and how they inventory even just this one piece. Mm-hmm. So their process is just so methodical.
Yep, exactly. Like I said, one-off bed build here, something we could absolutely replicate. If this was an application for somebody that they wanted, this is absolutely a bed that you could get. Back here we have this whole bed slides out. We put a toolbox up here, just kind of has something to show, but we could put, if you wanted a welder in here, if you wanted, water jugs in here, water tanks in here, anything. This is a fridge right here, so store your water, food, beverages, whatever you need to store. There's actually an onboard air compressor in here as well, so you can pull this all the way out.
I need that.
Turn that compressor on. I think it's a 50-foot hose, so
yeah, it's a big hose.
Yeah, it's a big hose, so you got a ton of room to do whatever you need with it.
And you have these roto packs, so you have one for gas, one for water, right?
Yep.
One over here for water. But we were talking about this earlier, about the different options you could do with this UTV, and it could be for fire, like a class 5
exactly.
Fire truck.
Wildland stuff, we can outfit this bed without having any of this stuff on, just the straight flat bed. We could outfit it with water tanks, water pumps, more hose instead of more water instead of more hose. We could do anything from a gurney for EMS style. One side of the bed has a seat for your paramedic, one side has a gurney, and the rest is all storage for paramedic stuff, bandages and whatever they need for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it could be full-on EMS. All right, let's pull the bed cover down, see what that looks like.
Roll-up door, right?
Dude, that's so freaking custom looking. Imagine your, the EMS logo on there, or Wildland Fire, or your company's logo on there. That's just legit.
Yeah, we've been even thinking, utility-wise for city parks, things like that, city buildings, and whatever small stuff that happens around your neighborhood or community. Guys are already driving them, but they're not outfitted for everything. They've got their whole bed thrown with their day's worth of tools in there, right?
Yeah.
So, a little more organization, a little more functionality.
Yeah, so over on this side, they match, right? So we've got 4 cabinets on either side, and these are really deep cabinets. You could put a jack in there, no problem.
Absolutely. Different on this side is this actually has power.
Oh, okay.
Outlets on both sides, USB and USB-C.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
And you'll have full power. You can put your Milwaukee chargers in here. You can put whatever you want, and while you're driving, it'll be charging everything. So
that is so cool.
It's pretty sweet.
So it runs off the alternator.
Yep, correct.
And then you have these small lights here and up on the rack, you've got lights up there as well. Very cool. Nice and bright.
Yeah, 360.
Get your whole campsite lit up. And I notice you have not one, but 2 fire extinguishers, one on either side. That's awesome.
And again, everything lockable, right? So if you're, if you guys store your vehicles like in an outside gated area or something like that, you can still lock this up and know that, nobody's coming in to take your stuff out of your boxes. I don't think they're gonna get a car over a fence, but more worried about the stuff that's inside, right?
Yeah, and there's not a price on this yet because these are so custom, but the idea is for Upfit to be able to provide vehicles, UTVs, for multi-purpose uses.
Exactly.
And you still get the suspension, you get all the shock therapy goodies, you get the long travel kit, you get everything with this car.
Yeah, right. So we definitely had to do some testing with this one given the bed weight on the suspension side. So shock therapy helped us out a ton with that on making sure that it was not only at its correct ride height, but also rides amazing for the weight of this thing, right?
Yeah.
So depending on the next beds that are coming, it could be lighter springs, it could be different valving, it could be a ton of different stuff, but that's what we're all working together for.
Yeah, it's so cool. You've got better axles. We'll look inside. I think, this vehicle right here, the Expedition, is really the one that's pushing the boundaries. It's the one where people are like, well, we like this one so much, it's now acceptable in the market. What's the 1500 gonna do? Like, it's not gonna be as good off-road. I think
maybe. It's got a lot of power.
They have a lot of power
than this for sure.
They have a lot of power. It's got a bigger motor, but because of that electronic clutching system, it has limitations where your typical CVT belt doesn't have those. I mean, there's pluses and minuses for sure,
right.
But this thing, this is going to be more fun in the dunes. This is going to be more fun in Sand Hollow, rock crawling, stuff like that.
Pull this one right out of their quality control bay.
Clean the windows.
Yeah.
But this one right here, this Ranger 1500 Tradesman, I think the Expedition is pushing the market into stuff like this. What could you use for your full-time work vehicle, but also be a play vehicle? Like, your family is not going to complain about going in the dirt in
one of these.
Yeah. Where you could take your tools out and put in your camp chairs, put in your stove.
Go out to the lake or something and have a little lake day or something,
Well, and because it's a 1500, it's got, I'm not sure what the towing capacity is, but I think it's around 2,500 pounds.
I think so, yeah.
And you've got this killer rack on top. It's about a 3/4 rack here.
Yeah, similar design to the Escape one too, where it's all modular, right? So if you wanted to put racks up there for, say, mount your spare tire up here, or if you're a mountain bike guy, same thing, mount that up there.
Mountain bikes, kayaks, paddle boards, all kinds of stuff. The interior is amazing. It's all diamond stitched, cup holders.
Yeah.
You got your
integrated radio as well. So car to car. So you don't need an intercom in here. Obviously, it's a cab vehicle, but if you're riding with buddies who are in their Pro Rs or whatever, then you can at least still talk to each other. Or if you've got 5 of these out on the job and they're all dispersed over, 5-10 mile area, you guys can still talk to each other and see what's going on. So
yeah, and because it's an ultimate, you already get ride command, heating and air. This comes with the handheld CB. I really like those. Of course, you've got USB and AC jacks, lots of basket storage, cup holders, glove boxes. I mean, it's just this is a different UTV. This is a totally different level. Yep. You got visors, switch pros in here, insulated ceiling, rear window, cup holders and armrests. Just completely the next level of vehicles. It's like get your UTV paid off so you can buy one of these.
Full turn signal kit, right? We use the Switch Pro turn signal and horn kit, so fully integrated right by the steering wheel, turn signals, so just like your normal truck.
Yeah, so this is, again, this is kind of a prototype. This is a show vehicle. It's to show off what Upfit can do. And kind of from what I've seen in the past is sometimes Upfit will kind of throw things at the wall until they stick. Mm-hmm. Would you say that that's...
Absolutely, yeah. We like to try everything and, you know, find out what's going to work, what doesn't work, what people... want, what they don't want at all, kind of stuff, right? So, and there's some options to choose from. Like, obviously, we give a few things that people can take off and change, but for the most part, we've kind of dialed it into exactly what people really, really want and what nobody will ever use or ever want on their vehicle.
Yeah, and now when Upfit started, did you ever think that the Polaris Expedition would be so popular?
No, not at all.
Yeah,
these things are flying off the shelf. I mean, we've got how many sitting right there?
Yeah,
they're pretty much all sold. I think every single one of them.
Yeah, these are all getting built and they're flying out the doors. Now, the idea was to build the Baja pre-runners, and you know, Upfit kind of learned that the 2-seaters weren't that popular, right?
Correct.
4-seaters were really popular, and then came out with the DSR, and you know, that's a really cool car. And then it's like, okay, we'll start working on this Expedition because it is a Polaris, and and then boom, it's just such a dialed-in machine.
It really is.
And I think that this Tradesman and the Rancher are going to be something is going to stick here. It might not be this UTV truck, I'm going to call it.
Yeah, it may not be this specific model, but when we show you guys what's going to be coming, the different things like this is, like I said, it's a testament to what we're capable of, what we can do.
Yeah.
But when we start showing you what different beds we can put on, and you start to find uses for them, and I mean, you come to us with uses. We could figure something out, you know, put pieces together, make it work, and then now we're going to fly 15 of these off the shelf, you know?
Yeah. So. It's a lot like those, you know, those Milwaukee packouts where, you know, everything is like interchangeable. You just try, and then, you know, it was for tools, but now they're making coolers and stereos and all kinds of stuff. And this is a really exciting vehicle. When I saw it in Havasu, it just, and I love how you guys do that too, how you'll just kind of like pepper something that no one's seen before.
Just sneak it into an event and see what happens.
I noticed it right away, and we didn't get a chance to play with it that much there, and I'm glad that we're getting to play with it now.
Yeah.
All right, Jake, I saw a post just the other day from Upfit UTV, and it said, check out our pod stations. When I look at these, I can kind of see what's going on here, but why don't you explain it a little bit?
Sure. So right now we're over in the pre-assembly area. These 4 tables right here, all pre-assembly, backed by the inventory that we have all on this side of the shop, full on these shelves. But basically, one of these racks right here, there's 8 racks lined up. We've got 8 Expeditions that are ready. Once these cars are done, we'll pull 8 Expeditions in. Each one gets rack assigned. These are all the parts that are needed to go on an expedition to make it an escape. And actually right now, all of these cars, the shocks are already at shock therapy getting done. We're way ahead of it, right? So like I said, these guys over here in pre-assembly have already mounted the lights. They've already mounted all the rivets into these bumpers. Everything is ready to go. So when the Expedition pulls in about 2 days, it comes out an escape.
That's awesome. So it's a 2-day build.
2 days.
When it hits the pod.
Sure. Yeah, 2 days when it hits the pod.
I mean, that's the way to do it. You've got 8 pods ready to go. As soon as the Expeditions get here, they're done in 2 days.
Correct. Have obviously a very extensive procedure that we go through with quality control testing, making sure all the wiring's correct. We didn't miss anything like that, which is what brings us up to about 2 weeks.
All right. A lot of people hate being on camera.
I'm not a huge fan.
Okay, so this is the second Ranger 1500 model, but it's really the first because this is you're ready to go to production with this. You have these sold. They're already flying out the door. We talked about the Ranch Edition, really cool model, but
that was the 1000.
That was the 1000. Yeah.
We found that we made that model. We started getting a ton of phone calls asking if we were going to be making it in the 1500. Now here we are.
Here we are. So ask and ye shall receive. And if you want a Ranch Edition 1000, now's the time because
to get them. There's a couple left at dealerships around the country. I'm sure we're more than happy to ship it to wherever it needs to go, but now's the time to get them. I'm sure they'll give you a good deal on it.
You can actually click on their website. I'll pop that up here. You can click on their website, go to inventory, and you'll see the inventory of the different vehicles pop up.
Yeah, I see exactly what dealership they're at.
Yep. So this is the new Ranch Edition. I wanted to call the Armadillo because, you know, it's got Line-X on it. This is like real Line-X, huh? This is not the spray-on bed liner stuff. This is the real Line-X. This is the good quality stuff. It comes in gray, tan, and green, correct?
Correct, yeah. And if we wanted a specific color, depending on what Line-X offers, we can, of course, do that. Two-tone it. The only thing they won't do is two colors in the same panel.
Okay.
So if we had a panel here and this panel that you wanted a different color, we can absolutely do that.
So there's all your different panels, fender, door, rear panel. So if you wanted to do the rear and front panels the same and the middle one's different, you could probably do something like that. Jake might let you do that.
Yeah.
We start out with the long travel kit, right?
Yep. Bumper fab long travel, upgraded Cobra axles, and then obviously everything from shock therapy.
Everything.
Everything. Valving, springs, all of it. All tuned for this car.
And then I see something brand new, which is rad. I see a full Upfit UTV front bumper, winch bumper with your Upfit UTV lights.
Yep. And we still use the factory Polaris winch. So the button in there in the cab that is for the winch still uses the same one.
And these start out as the Northstar Ultimates. So you get the heat and air, ride command. You get all of the ultimate goodies. But what'd you do to the rear seats?
And it comes factory with front heated seats. And in here, if you look right in here, we added the heated seat.
Rear heated seats.
Yep.
Ooh. Bougie, man. Bougie. But if you're out there hunting, if you're out there in the mud and the dirt and you're wet, like,
yeah, I mean,
that's going to be a commodity.
Absolutely, yeah. A lot of the guys are, going duck hunting too, and they're spending, 2-3 days out there. It gets cold and they're driving around, and what better to have than some heated seats, right?
Yeah. So what kind of tires are you going with this
We've got the
Ranch
System
Edition?
3, the 35-inch System 3 tires. So with metal FX wheels.
That's a nice looking setup, man. The XTR 370s, I have had great luck with System 3 tires. In fact, mine are the 320s, which are a desert tire, 33-inch desert tire. They have the same exact tread, but obviously not as aggressive.
Big knobs.
Yeah, so we got tires here. We got lug nuts here, few wires. We got all the boat decking material to go on the doors, and a few body panels to go on, and we're done. Yeah,
we're done.
So that's the pod. That's really cool.
And there's, we pull in 8 at a time, and it's 8 a week are done. So pull them in on Monday, and they're done by Friday.
All right, so let's go over the dash, then we'll go over the roof rack, and then probably my favorite part, the headache rack.
Yep.
All right, let's do that.
So yeah, the goodies that you get with the Northstar Ranger 1500, right? A lot of the buttons we haven't touched, we haven't messed with them at all, besides, if anything, just adding to them. And then up top, your Switch Pro, which will control your bumper lights. If you want to add a Starlink to that, we can hook that up there. We've got your rack lights. We've got your rear winch, which we'll go over here in a second. A ton of things, man.
And then, did you guys add these lights, or those come stock with the car?
Interior diode dynamics lights. You can actually control the color of it. If you wanted to throw it on some sort of strobe mode or whatever, we can, you can do that all via the app. So
nice.
pretty fancy.
And again, the Northstar app, you have glove compartment here, glove here. You have a full stereo, AC jacks. You've got the winch, ride command, heat and air. I mean, you've got everything in this thing. And your flip up windshield, sun visors, rear view mirror. I mean, this is set up like a truck, and just for fun, we'll close the door so you can hear how that sounds. Just very automotive. It's got a very automotive feel. This is not your regular Ranger here. This is it's like a 1500 pickup. All right, so Jake, let's go over the roof rack. You got your Upfit UTV roof rack. It's this is a 3/4 rack with lights in the front. And one thing that Justin told me a while back, and I think the UTV market is just starting to catch on, is that you pull that light bar back and you don't get the glare. I think it's pretty cool that you guys are doing that. Of course, you got side lights on your roof rack. You can mount, kayaks, mountain bikes, paddle boards, just about anything up there.
Whatever you need, you can mount up there. It's like I said, modular. You can, we have mounts that you can put in there, or if you just need to strap stuff down, everything's good to be done up there. So
yeah, and this is engineered so well. You can see this is the headache rack. It's actually attached to the cab. And we're going to show a little video of how that works. And it is to like the centimeter of how close it gets to the headache rack. But one of the cool things I love about this bed is that you can still use the dump feature.
Yep.
And it doesn't have the headache rack attached to the bed. It has it attached to the cab.
Mm-hmm. And that way, if you need, you can put it in its dump feature and then use your rear winch to winch up, if you just shot a buck or a deer or something like that, you can still use it to get it up in the bed.
Now keep in mind, this is the main places where this is selling is Texas, Louisiana, Midwest, okay?
Midwest.
So this is a kind of a purpose-built hunting vehicle. However, I could see kind of like a flatbed thing or like a tilted panel. Mm-hmm. And I could see a full-on jet ski just being pulled right up into there.
Yeah,
I think that would be cool.
Absolutely. Even one of those river boats.
Yeah, exactly.
Fit that in there.
But no, it's really cool. Of course, you got the full shock therapy package, thumper fab, long travel kit, 2,500 pounds. We'll get the tailgate up, get a look at this Upfit bumper here with lights on it.
Yeah, and this is a lighted license plate thing as well. So they're in the middle of building it, but we have, power comes down for the lights.
Yeah, so if you can't afford a truck and a UTV, just buy this. You'll be good to go. Have a look at this bed. It's got all the tie downs on it. Those are stock Polaris, but it's a really good sized bed. Have no idea what those circles are for. Propane tanks? I don't know.
5-gallon buckets.
5-gallon buckets.
That's actually what it is for.
It's like, why would you put a 5-gallon bucket thing in there? That's interesting.
I don't know if you ever noticed this. Same here as well. And that way, when you close this, it fits perfectly on top of the bucket, so it doesn't move.
So it doesn't slide around.
Yep.
Huh. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It was only
all the things you learn by just playing around with these things.
Yeah, right?
Well, dude, we saw some of the new vehicles for your, this is like the summer guide, the summer rigs, and you guys are cranking them out. I think you definitely are finding a rhythm. You've got a good crew here. Everybody here is super cool. Not everybody wants to be on camera, but they're not getting too mad at us. I've had people get really mad at me before.
They just want their music back on.
Oh, turn the music back on. We're good now.